Hey there, folks and friends. Connecting Dots here. Today's date is Wednesday, January 14th, 2015. Back to Geoff Palko for a moment. A quick little update with you folks. I'm in contact with Geoff's mother, his biological mother, and this is part of the email that she's replied to me. I can't show the entire, there's a couple of emails here, but I want to share this section of the email with you simply because in the I believe it was the second email I sent to her, I came right out and asked her. I was asking if basically if there's any chance that Geoff's his death wasn't natural. Because personally I felt, as many of you know here, I was in contact with him a couple of times after he got out of the hospital, and I could pick up that he was, although he looked very good in his videos, I'm not sure if you guys had an opportunity to see him once he recovered from the hospital, but he looked very, clean cut. He looked healthier. His mind was aware. He was awake. He was in touch. You could tell he wasn't drugged up anymore on the morphine or whatever painkillers he was taking. But basically, he looked okay. But when I spoke to him, he didn't sound okay. And it's hard, when you're doing it through a phone line. But even through the phone, I could pick up that he wasn't doing that well. I could tell he was sad, and obviously with the fact that all these Fukushima Hounds, Dana, Kevin D. Blanch wasn't even answering his phone calls. The rest of the Hounds, they banned him from the website. The Fukushima Hounds forum was off, for Geoff. Geoff couldn't get in there, so he'd lost, not only... We figured if you saw the videos this summer, it's close to $40,000 he's invested within 3 people here on YouTube. Kevin D. Blanch, you may have seen here. Kevin basically lied and said that he was a self-made billionaire, a stock market guru, and basically he suckered in Geoff into investing $18,500, and we also know that he's given him cash on the sides and also bought him an iPad, which is odd because Kevin D. Blanch is all against Apple, but yet here he is on holidays, paid on Geoff, by the way. Geoff paid for the flight out there to Alberta, so Kevin D. Blanch hopped on a plane paid by Geoff, flew out there, and Geoff actually bought him an iPad. If Kevin really hated Apple, the corporation Apple, so bad, he could have said, no, don't buy me an Apple. Let's go with another brand. So, again, it's double talk from these people, and it's very clear to me from just hearing how his voice was in the phone. He wasn't very happy. So, she didn't come out in the email and say that, he's committed suicide. In fact, you can read it for yourself. All she said here is this contributed to his death. That's it. So I have a feeling that a strong feeling that because I was talking with YouTuber Ernest Van Tent about this. By the way, Ernest is in the hospital right now having that tumor removed. I'm not sure if you folks remember, that was a gentleman I was asking you if you could send him a couple of donations here because he won't be able to work for over a month, roughly a month's period. Anyways, regardless, I was speaking to him yesterday, to Ernest, and I said, Ernest, you know what? I just have this very bad gut feeling that Geoff Palko took his life on Christmas Eve because he was looking too well and just too healthy for him to do a sudden slip to the point where he would die. And I'm assuming as many of you hear this, you're probably saying, yeah. So although she won't respond, or, I think she purposely avoided it and just kind of just said, and this contributed to his death. That's good enough for me to know that, yeah, I know I'm on track, because many of you may recall that the day that Geoff Palko had realized that he'd been frauded is the day he made those videos calling out Dana Durnford, Kevin D. Blanch, Thomas Ackermann, telling them all they can burn in hell and whatnot, and everyone was saying, no, it's because he's crazy on the meds, and Kevin D. Blanch and the rest of them are actually trying to blame it on me. They were saying, no, it's Connecting Dots. It made too many truthful videos, and it pushed Geoff over the edge. No, it's the other way around. Geoff was pushed over the edge because he realized that he'd been robbed. He'd been frauded. And what's worse is that, you know, he didn't have a lot of money, as you can read here through the end. He was on disability for the last 8 years here because of his medical condition. Geoff has a 15-year-old son. Many of you know here there's actually people right now, today again here, January 14th on a Wednesday, they had a 12:30, I think, appointment, so it should be in the next hour here. An hour and a half, I should be hearing back from these people up in Powell River who are setting up a trust fund for Cody. That's Geoff's son. Geoff was in a tight financial situation. The fact that he had this disability and wasn't working anymore, and these people took advantage of him when he was on painkillers. They absolutely lied to him about the condition of the ocean. That's where Geoff had got suckered in. That's where many people got suckered in. They don't live near the ocean, and you can take your camera down there and show a picture of the rocks where there's, you know, according to what you're being told on the video, there's not much vegetation and there should be blah, 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 blah. So I think many realize that, you know, if there really was only 1% of the 1% of the marine life that's supposed to be there on the shoreline, then it's more than just two guys on a 9-day trek along the Sunshine Coast who would notice this by now. There's people that walk the beach every single day in many communities here along the West Coast. So it's not these two scam artists who would have brought light to this whole situation. So I'm continuing on here, folks. I'm not going to stop. There's going to be a petition. As soon as I get the information as far as the trust fund, I'll keep making videos on this, and I'll put a link to the trust fund. And those of you that want to help out Cody, excellent. I'm also going to start a petition so you can sign it, so we can actually get the boat brought back to Powell River. We have a free parking spot in Powell River. I've explained this all to Mrs. Palko here, that we have a parking spot in Powell River to park the boat until we sell it. When we sell the boat, the funds will be shipped over into Cody's trust fund. So he's 15. He'll have something to start off life at 18 years old. I mean, I wish I could get into everything that's been said to me, but poor Cody right now, folks, you have no idea. He's having a real tough time. I mean, and not just the fact that his father's passed away here is rough enough, but he's got other situations that he's been placed in here where he kind of wants to be living with other people, but you know, unfortunately, at that age, I guess he just doesn't have the authority to make decisions in his life. So, anyways, I don't want to get into that. I'm digressing right now. What's important here is the fact that Geoff actually got scammed by these people. I'm in contact with a family member here. I'm going to try and get in contact with a couple of more. Geoff's older brother, Kevin, here, I was in contact with this summer. He's a pilot, so he's in and out an awful lot. He's very hard to reach. So, chances are, anyways, stay tuned. I'll make more videos on this. This has not gone away. I just want to share you what's going on here in the background as of today. Yeah, no doubt about it that these scammers contributed to his death. I knew that. And Ernest, if you're listening, you're saying, wow. Yeah. Very sad here what we got on YouTube. Bunch of lying scammers. Okay, that's it for now, folks. Hope you have a good day.